So the whole thing with this week's lick is basically it's over a track which people have not really noticed it. It's one of those jam tracks which are posted and it's not had a lot of interest. It is a really cool track. It's got a nice twist where it goes from the minor key into another minor key, so it sort of modulates through stuff. But it's just something to it which it needs a little bit of hard work when you play over it. There's a lot of scope for melody, but it needs a little bit more thought. So I'll attach the track to this post as well. And for Patreons, obviously, if you're on that $5 tier system and up, then you'll get this track for free. So I'll put it on there as a download so you can download it. The tab can be found on my website, which is dansguitar.com, and you can find the guitar profile alongside the backing track for this lesson on my Patreon page, which is patreon.com/danspage. Nice. So yeah, www.dansguitar.com. All the links and things like that are all up there. So in that little icard that pops up when you move the mouse over it. So the hat thing, it was absolutely hammering it down this morning. So I couldn't do videos in here this morning just because the rain on the shed was so damn loud. But I went out. It was cold. I thought I'd put a hat on, but it's been on all day. It's warmed up a bit now, so it's quite warm. But then you get hat hair. Ugh, never nice for anyone. So anyone, here comes that lick. So the lick itself then, it starts off with some nice little sort of chicka chicka type things. So you're muting some strings while strumming. So it's always a nice technique to get used to. Then you've got some thirds, which is again always a nice technique to get used to. Sliding with the thirds, hammering on and sliding with the thirds. That is a great technique to get used to. And then there's this little short sharp burst of 3 or 4 notes, sort of slash style in a way. And it sort of leads into, something else which you may enjoy or may not. But it's a lick which can be really good fun and you can learn a lot from it. So it's just one of those things. If you learn it, you'll pick things up as you go through. You may not want to do the whole thing, but condense it down into bite-sized licks. You can put them into your own playing or use the whole thing, as I said. So I think now I've mentioned the Patreon thing. Did I mention that? I think I did. So it's patreon.com/danspage. $1, $5, $10 and $30. All of that is available to look at on patreon.com/danspage, and the $1 one basically just helps me to make these videos, and it's just a way for you guys to say thank you to me, and obviously I appreciate that very much. The guitar sort of lessons that I put on there you won't find on YouTube. None of that will be available, so that's on the $10 tier. And then if you go for the $5 one, you end up with a jamming track every month, which is exclusive to Patreons, so you won't find that on YouTube either. So there you go. And if you go for the $30 thing, then you get a half-hour Skype lesson and extra bits and bobs as well. Hey, there you are. So it's a lot of information to take on board. I think by now we should get on with the breakdown. Easy peasy. So, starting off with this muted bit type thing. That kind of thing going on. So all I'm doing is muting the entire set of strings. But I'm only trying to strike basically string 2 and string 3. So you will overhit, but it's good to have that backup of you muting all the strings. So all I'm doing really is just laying my fingers flat across the strings with my first finger ready to push down on string 2 and string 3 on that 12th fret. After you've struck the 12th fret, or picked the 12th fret, should I say, you are going to do like a little blues curl with both of those strings. So practice that if you're not used to it, because it's one of those things where it can be a little bit strange, a little bit foreign. So then you're going into the 14th fret on the 4th string with a bit of vibrato. So it's down, up, down, up, down. That's the picking pattern for that. So practice that if you're not used to it. It's really nice to get used to that technique. But the next part, so you've got this hammer on from the double stop of the 12 on that 2nd and 3rd string, which is basically going to frets 13 on the 2nd string, 14 on the 3rd string. So you just hammer onto that and then back off to the 12s. Okay, then the next little part is going to the 13 and 14 as you just did, but without hammering. So you're going to strike those and then slide that up 2 frets to basically 15 and 16, and then back down to where you were on the 13, 14. So now this is the thirds part, so it's really nice to get that sort of major third harmony in this, and just to make it sort of more jangly. So then we've got a bend, full tone bend, 15th fret on the 2nd string, basically that. And then you've got the little bursts, as I said about right at the beginning of the video, where so we've got the 12th fret, 1st string, 15, pull off to the 12 on the 2nd string, and then back to the 15 on the 2nd string, so with a bit of vibratos. Okay, then you do a similar thing again. We've got 12, 15, pull off to 12, and then it's the bend on the 1st string, 15th fret, up, bring it back down, strike it again with a bit of vibrato. Then the final part of the lick is like a repetition, or a pattern if you like, coming down each pentatonic from pentatonic 1 to pentatonic 5 to pentatonic 4. Basically that, and that to finish. So that little pattern is 12 1st string, 15 pull off to 12 on the 2nd string, 14 on the 3rd. Okay, now you're going to practice that on its own if you're not used to it. I went wrong there, but so practice that if you're not used to it. So you get the idea. And then the next part, if you go into pentatonic shape 5, it is basically 10 on the 1st, 12 pull off to 10 on the 2nd, and then 12 on the 3rd. So you get, and then the last one into pentatonic shape 4, you're going 7th fret 1st string, 10 on the 2nd, pull off to 8, and then 9 to finish with on the 3rd string. And that is your breakdown. Let's try and play it slow for you now, see where we end up. So we go 3, 4. The end of the video is nigh. So that was 213. Now, for those that are interested, once again, Patreon is available. Patreon.com, linked in the card. /Dan's page, by the way. For those that are also interested in looking at the stuff which I've got on my website, it's dansguitar.com. Please go and view it, because you get the free PDF on there for these lessons and other stuff which I've done on YouTube as well. And some other bits, ukulele chords and what have you, to download. Blank guitar sheets, so tab sheets which are blank for you to fill in if you want to. And there will be soon to be developed page which just gives you the settings for my guitar tones and things like that, whether it be on the Blackstar, the pedals that I use, or bias effects too, which I do switch between those. But anyways, so that is it. That is the end of the video, and I bid you farewell until next week, which is week 214. Let's see where we end up. Have a wicked week, everyone, and let's see how this Boris Johnson thing unveils. I hope it goes well for the country and not for Boris, to be honest.